I am Charlotte of Savoy, Queen of France, wife to King Louis XI, and my story unfolds during the transformative years from 1461 to 1483. Born into the noble House of Savoy in 1441, my destiny was sealed at a tender age when I was betrothed to the Dauphin Louis. At just 9 years old, I was thrust into the courtly intrigues of France, a world both foreign and formidable. When I married Louis in 1451, I was but a child of 10, and he was already a man of 28. It was not a marriage forged in love but one of political convenience, designed to strengthen alliances between France and Savoy. Louis, ambitious and cunning, saw in me a means to an end, and I, in turn, sought to adapt to the role of a royal consort. My early years with him were marked by solitude and distance, as Louis' relationship with his father, King Charles VII, was fraught with conflict. He lived in exile for many years, and I was left to navigate the complexities of court life on my own. In 1461, everything changed. Louis ascended the throne as King of France, and I became his queen. Though my role was largely ceremonial, I understood the weight of my position. The court was a hive of intrigue, populated by ambitious nobles and clever advisors, each vying for the king's favor. Louis, ever the Spider King, wove his web of alliances and schemes with a relentless determination. I, however, preferred a quieter path, one of piety and charity. My days were often spent in prayer and in overseeing the education of my children, for I believed it was through them that I could best serve the kingdom. Life as queen was not without its challenges. Louis was a complex man, intelligent and resourceful, but also distant and suspicious. He often kept me at arm's length, and I was rarely consulted on matters of state. Yet, I found solace in my faith and in the bonds I formed with the women of the court. Despite the constraints of my position, I sought to cultivate an environment of kindness and grace, offering support to those in need and advocating for the less fortunate. The birth of my children was both a joy and a trial. My firstborn son, Joachim, died in infancy, a loss that weighed heavily on my heart. But my subsequent children, Anne, Jean, and my beloved Charles, the future Charles VIII, gave me purpose and strength. I dedicated myself to their upbringing, instilling in them the values of compassion and duty. Charles, in particular, was the focus of my hopes, as I wished for him to inherit not only his father's crown but also a sense of justice and humanity. As the years passed, Louis' health began to decline. His tireless scheming and ceaseless worry took their toll, and by the early 1480s, he was a shadow of his former self. During this time, I assumed a more prominent role in court, offering counsel and stability as the kingdom prepared for the inevitable transition of power. Though Louis and I had never shared a deep affection, I remained steadfast by his side, honoring the vows we had exchanged decades earlier. Louis died in 1483, leaving behind a legacy both feared and admired. As a widow and queen mother, my focus shifted entirely to my son, Charles, who ascended the throne at the tender age of 13. I sought to guide him with the wisdom I had gleaned from my own experiences, determined to ensure a brighter future for France. Looking back, my life was one of contrasts, a child bride who grew into a queen, a figure often overshadowed by her husband's machinations yet steadfast in her own quiet strength. Though history may not remember me as a powerful ruler, I take pride in the legacy of compassion and resilience I left behind. My journey was not without sorrow, but it was marked by an unwavering commitment to faith, family, and the enduring spirit of France.